the show, everyone. You know what I love? Is I love my show. And I do love this show, and I do say it every time I come on practically, and the reason why is because it's different.
Because you have fun doing it.
Get up on the mic, and my first guest has been on with me now 16 years, we're almost 17 years now.
Oh gosh, it just...
Time flies by when you're having fun. And you know, I have the owner of Hypnotic One here. First of all, I want to say something about Doc that, you know, a lot of people have heard him. A lot of people are procrastinators. You know, we know that about people. And we know that some people think that what Doc does, being that, well, you know, you don't even like to call it hypnotherapy. You really don't.
I don't like to call it therapy because, you know what, it's motivational. We have fun doing it. You know, it's just great. Yes, I use hypnosis. Yes, I use a lot of different modalities. But you know what, my major concern is my clients are successful at whatever they want, whether it's getting off a drug, getting off smoking, getting off alcohol, or getting motivated. I have had so many people need motivation, and we show them how to do it because they get stuck, and especially when they get older. When they're getting ready to retire, they get stuck in that where they're afraid to do anything.
I think a lot of people also don't realize that this is a permanent change. It's not something that is
anything you do consistently becomes permanent. You know what? They say practice makes perfect. It doesn't. It makes permanent. So if you want something to be permanent in your life, you practice it.
Right.
You might feel uncomfortable the first time you do something, and everybody is, because you don't know, it's the unknown, you don't know. But all of a sudden, then you're successful. Then you do it again, and you're successful again. Then you're self-confident, your self-esteem starts going up, and your self-discipline goes up because you're focused on the future of what you do want and how to get it, and we get you there.
Well, there's a lot of things about Doc that people need to understand. First of all, he's been doing this for 40 years. I know we've been saying 39, so I'm sure it's about 40 years now. And he has a 98% success rate. He also, they are personal programs. They are developed for you. Yes, you start off with one, but you then develop one that becomes yours. Is that correct?
Yeah, we custom make every program. You'll start out with CDs or whatever program you're on, whether it's weight loss or alcohol or drugs or stop smoking or self-esteem, whatever it is. You'll start out with a couple CDs or maybe 3 or 4, and you'll start out with a book. And the first time you come in then, 7 days later, you'll come in after you've listened to CDs and you've read through the book. You'll come in and we custom make your program from then on. Otherwise, there's no two people identically the same. So that means that just because Aunt Sally smoked and you smoke, it's no sign we're going to have the same program.
Right.
It's going to be different.
The other thing about you is that you have a lifetime warranty, and I don't think anybody has something like that.
Nobody's got that. And even my associates ask me, how can you afford to give a lifetime warranty? I says, because my program works.
Mm-hmm.
And people feel comfortable that I'm going to be there for them if they have a tough time, or maybe it changes in a year or two, something in their life, and they need some help. They feel very comfortable. They can call me up, and it's not going to cost them a dime.
Exactly. Now, the other thing that it is that you will not let them fail. You are there to make sure that they don't fail.
How can you fail when your coach and trainer's right next to you, pushing you into success? It's just like taking a test. If you've got an open book and you have all the answers fed to you, you can't fail.
Right, but you're there for them every step of the way. The other thing I want people to know is, too, that this is something that you end up doing on your own. You're not expecting them, you know, they actually take it home and do it in their sleep.
That's it. You know, 90% of all the things that we're going to be doing, you're going to do in your sleep. You know, when you say they do it on their own, I really don't care for that part because they're not doing it on their own.
Oh, I shouldn't say it that way, then.
I help them.
After 16 years,
yeah,
finally
I
you
don't know
got
what we're
me
going
right.
to do with you. I'm going to hypnotize you. But anyway, we're going to help a person so that you're not doing it on your own. When you feel weak or confused at a time, you call me up and I get you back on the right track so that you're automatically going. It doesn't matter if it's the first week, second week, or the first year or second year. I help you continue to be successful because that's what makes me successful.
Exactly. Now his phone number is 602-547-0446. Call him, leave a message, and he's going to tell you how he can help you. Everyone has a different story, and I have known a lot of people that you have helped, and everybody that works with you, they love you. They love you, and they love that you have helped them on things that people have been stuck with for years. Of the smoker that that had been smoking, like, I want to say 4 or 5 packs a day for I don't know how long, and
all of a sudden it goes away.
And then she's done, and she called me up crying. She was so thankful.
Yeah.
And people who are on drugs, who live, and I'm talking hard drugs for long period of time, that you don't take anything away from them, and you're totally different than any of those the rehabs that they go to, because they come out and they're on it right away. So you help them make that change for good.
It's a transition. You didn't start on drugs or smoking or alcohol. You transitioned into that, and we show you how to transition out of it and be successful and feel great about yourself.
Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone that you know. You got a grant. I don't care how old you are, because you help. And we're going to do something we haven't done in a long time.
And you know what? None of your listeners have a problem, but they know people have a problem. So have those people that you know has got a problem call us.
Right. Now that's really funny how you said that, but it is so true. I know I don't have a problem either, folks. So 602-547-0446. Call them and leave a message, because everybody's got problems, especially in the world that we live in today.
You know what? I look at every one of my clients when they come in for their interview, and I says, first thing is, you don't have a problem in your life. They look at me funny, and I says, you only have a situation you haven't solved yet, and you have the solution to it.
And that
but
solution,
you don't want to do it. And we're going to get you to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the solution is right there. Here's what the thing is, folks. We're in our own way. That is the problem. You know, I'm in my own way. You're in your own way.
It's like a pro golfer come to me last year, and he says, my head's in my own way. Exactly. My thinking gets between me and success. I says, you're totally right, but you don't know what you don't know.
I've said it over and over and over.
Get out of the boat.
Exactly. And this is the other thing we always say. If you want to walk on water, you got to get out of the boat. Give them a call. We're going to go to a break, Doc, and when we come back, we're going to talk further. And I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while with you. I'd like to kind of go over some of the different things that you can help people with. Let me tell you something, folks. If you want change and you want to make it a little bit more permanent than, a lot of times people go and they go on a diet, and like 4 days later, I can't do it anymore. So we want you to call him directly. That's what we want you to do, and leave a message.
Wait,
and I don't
what's
care.
That number?
602-547-0446. You can call him. You can also check him out on his website. It's Hypnotic, the number 1.com, and I don't care how old you are. He's treated little kids, and we're going to talk about them. We're also going to talk about the teenagers today and everybody else that are dealing with issues that he can make those changes. It's 602-547-0446. It's Hypnotic, the number 1.com. We're still live in here.
No, you're good, girl. But the thing, the thing is most people are really scared of change. That's the number one fear of everybody.
Fear for sure.
And you know what? Most people say, no, number one fear of people in the U.S. is public speaking. Well, I says everything's public speaking unless you're speaking to yourself.
Which I do all the time.
Yeah, if you want expert advice,
ask yourself.
Talk to yourself. But the thing is, you know what? You gotta take and know what you want, and know if you get it, how it will change your life. Envision that. You will never achieve anything without envisioning your mind first.
That's for sure. And I think what happens is people become complacent. They get comfortable with the fact that now they don't, okay, I don't know about people who smoke and all of that. I don't know what the deal is with that. But people who do something a lot all the time, or they're home now, they're not working, they like it, they get used to it, now they don't want to change it.
Well, and they might not even like it. You know what? Smokers that have smoked for a long time,
Don't really like it.
they don't really like it, but they're afraid of that dreaded withdrawal symptom.
Ah, that's what it is,
And
yeah.
when they, you know, everybody does everything, whether you're a human or an animal or a plant. You do everything to make it pleasurable. You go away from pain to pleasure. And they see quitting something as painful.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
And I turn their mind around so they look at being free as pleasurable and successful. And especially men need to have successes in their life. Women do too, but men really thrive on it.
Yeah.
Well, how can you have a success if you don't accept a challenge and move forward?
Right. Well, I think people are, like you said, they're afraid. They're afraid.
Yeah.
And men are afraid too.
Yeah,
They're just
fear.
as-
Fear's false expectations appearing real.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask anybody with a smoker and drinker, why don't you quit? Oh, I will someday. Look on the calendar, see if you can find someday on that calendar. Or tomorrow. So the thing is would you like to be free of your bad, nasty, addictive habits? Everybody with any kind of intelligence would say yes, but they're afraid of achieving it. And they're afraid of failing.
They're afraid of failing. I think they want to achieve it. They're just afraid of failing because people think that failing is a bad thing, but it really isn't.
Everybody's going to fail.
At some point.
But you only fail if you stop moving forward.
And if you don't fail, you won't know what you're doing wrong.
You learn more when you have a mistake than you do when you have a success.
Really? Oh yeah, it's probably true.
Success you just duplicate.
Right.
Failure you have to think about it. What did I do wrong? What do I need to change? Yeah. This is just not another pretty face, folks. Hey, don't be. Carol's trying to laugh me off.
Oh really? So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Doc, and he is the owner of Hypnotic One. And you know what, we at the break, we talked to everybody on Facebook land over here. We're live there. And so hi to everybody out there. We didn't say it before. First of all, we've been talking a little bit about how fear of change is what most people are
Every
stuck
time
with.
a person's, people don't like to change. I mean, it takes them out of their comfort zone.
Exactly.
They have to think, and believe it or not, people don't like to think. You know what? But the thing is, if you want something, what do you have to do to get it? Most people automatically go, oh, that's too hard. And they are afraid of failure. They're
I
afraid
think
of doing it.
not only do they think that it's too hard, they also think, especially with hypnosis, that it's almost too good to be true. But Doc has been doing this for 40 years all over the country, all over the world, actually.
Yeah.
And he's done things that other people haven't. He is different than any other hypnotherapist, if you say it that way, out there.
If you go into a hypnotist, ask him if he's ever worked in a hospital. Ask him if he's ever delivered a baby. I delivered 30 of them in 1 week in the hospital. Ask him if he ever did hypnoanesthesia, where they can do no anesthetic and do an operation with only hypnosis.
I know for a fact.
I've done it.
That you've done it on yourself,
Yep.
actually. One time he had to go to the dentist and you did it. And I mean, the story is true. These people were standing in awe over him and that he did it with no anesthesia.
I hate
whatsoever.
needles, and I tell you what, when I told the dentist, I says, I don't want a needle. He says, you can't handle it. I says, trust me, I can. I says, just push my jaw around, do whatever you want, and when you're done, just say, hey, Mr. Brickley, we're done. And I opened my eyes, and all of a sudden, there were 7 people in that little cubicle, and everybody knows how small the dentist office is where you get your teeth worked on. And I tell you what, everybody's looking and on, they're going, didn't that hurt? I just, no, I was on the beach having a good time because
That's awesome.
I put my mind somewhere else. And I'm going to teach each and every one of my clients that come in how they can do that.
Do not think as quitting or doing something like this is painful. It's not. And also, let me tell you something. When you work with him, you're going to be so excited because you're going to see that change. And that's what's so awesome about him. You're going to see the change. He will not let you fail. He has a lifetime warranty. These are customized programs to meet your needs. He has a 98% success rate. So call him and leave a message. It's 602-547-0446.
And remember, we've got a big discount for the number one people that come in.
The veterans?
Yeah, so the first responders, I tell you what, PTSD, I've worked with so many of those, and I tell you what, get in to see me. Get in to see me because it is so simple when you work with me to get rid of it. PTSD is something that you live with your whole lifetime, and you don't have to. And I show them, and then all of a sudden become, wow, that's so cool. And I've got something else. So remember, I give you a big discount on the PTSD and the first responders, and I've got something else coming on for about 5 weeks. You're going to get, for $250, you're going to get 5 weeks. Yes, 5 weeks. We're going to do it 1 day a week for sessions. Anything that you want. It might be an introduction for you, but it's going to start showing you how to get it done. And for $250, my gosh.
You can change your life. That number is 602-547-0446. Call him. Leave a message. Start with that. Just let him talk to you and find out how he can help you. I also want to talk about some different things that, because, you know, I love doing this with you. Because a lot of people don't realize that you can help people, like little kids, with bedwetting.
Oh, bedwetting, you know what? Kids are programmable so easy in the negatives, and I tell you what, it's hard for them. They make an accident every once in a while, they do something silly once in a while, then all of a sudden they do it again and again. It becomes a bad habit, and they're so embarrassed, and they give power to that negative habit. Let's get it done before it makes it a habit or an addiction.
How do you help people with nail biting?
That's kind of simple. We make them nails.
The board operator goes, that's me. You see, I know everybody has an issue. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? You look at your nails, and why are you biting? We find the underlying reason why you're biting and get rid of that reason. That is your problem. It's not the nail biting. That's a symptom. What's the problem? We find it, and all of a sudden you don't have it anymore, because if you do it on your own, you might go from nail biting to picking to twisting hair, doing all kinds of things.
So the phone number to call is 602-547-0446. Hypnotic, the number 1.com. Okay, let's go into some
Health,
of the
wealth, and happiness. I tell you what, that's what we help you achieve. What do you want in your health? Do you want to be healthier? Well, of course you do. But you don't want to make any changes. We make it where you automatically change without even thinking about it. Wealth. You know what? You can be wealthier and not even have to work harder at it. You work smarter at it. And happiness. How can you be happy if you're broke? Or how can you be happy if you are unhealthy?
How can you be happy if you're having panic attacks all the time?
That's it, panic attacks.
How do you help people with that?
Oh, that's so simple. I tell you what, you wasn't born with a panic attack. You practiced it, and practice makes permanent. So we get rid of that. We find the underlying cause, what scared you, and then you practice it, and it becomes a panic attack and some anxiety and depression, and it just blossoms out in a lot of things. I had a UPS driver years ago that one day he just couldn't drive his truck. That's his living.
Wow.
And he come into me, and 7 days later, he's out driving his truck.
How about sleep? How do you help people with that?
Oh, that's so simple.
That's an easy one.
It is the easiest thing because sleep is natural. You are keeping yourself awake. What are you doing to keep yourself awake? Is it fear? What is it? We find out what it is and put yourself to sleep.
Well, we always have to talk about this. How about people who are on heroin? I mean heroin, deep, like long time period, crack, cocaine,
It
all
doesn't
that.
matter how long you've been on or how much you use. It really depends on, are you tired of it? Are you ready to be free, but you're still scared of that withdrawal symptom? You're scared of a lot of things. We get you over that fear and start looking into the future of what you really do want.
Call them, 602-547-0446. What I say about this is, you know what, it doesn't hurt. The phone call is just going to find out what he can do to help.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah, nothing.
A
Absolutely
bad habit
nothing.
or an addiction.
Now, the other thing I want to ask you is about migraines. You can do that. Weight loss.
Simple,
Both are very simple. Alcohol.
simple.
That very simple. What would be the hardest thing? Anything? No.
No, because all habits and addictions are really the same. It's why did you start it, and why do you continue, and why don't you stop it? And we help you do that.
Here's a good one. How do you help people with self-discipline?
Wow, that's almost like procrastination, because
You can help people with that too, folks, and a lot of you
and that's
procrastinators.
the thing is, you know what, self-discipline. Every time you discipline yourself, you're going to be successful. And so the thing is we know how your mind works, and we don't have time on the air today, but when you come in and do that interview with me, I will explain to you exactly how your subconscious mind works and how to program it for success.
How about this? How do you help people with relationships?
Wow, that's an easy one, because you can control yourself, but you can't control somebody else. Do you know what you want? Do you know why you want it? And do you realize what your partner's telling you? Most people say it's you, and they ought to be listening and seeing that it's them. And be honest with your partner and say, this is what I need. Can
How
you
about this?
handle that?
We have 1 minute, so you know what? We're going to tell everybody the best thing that you can do is to give yourself the gift of giving the phone call and leaving the message and telling him what's going on so he can help. He's got a special going on for everybody out there.
Yeah, and you know what? Most people call up about this time of year and want to know how much weight loss is, and they said, well, no, I want to start the first year. I said, no, right now's the time to start. Instead of gaining 5 or 10 pounds, you're going to take off 15 or 20 or 30 pounds. Just like my client did the other day. He took off 9 pounds the first week. I told him not to do anything different. Took off 3 the next week, and he took off 7 this week.
Give him a call at 602-547-0446.